take the lights down on the projection itself. Just a touch. Awesome.
This is what I'm talking about.
And then
Let me know when you're ready.
Are you looking for someone on that soundboard? Or are we not worried about it?
Oh, cool.
All right, well.
That's convenient. That's kind of a no-no. All right, guys. There's that.
Good evening, and I'd like to welcome everyone here tonight to the 2017 Bravo Awards for NDI High School Drama. I was just commenting that we have, I don't know if we've ever had such a lovely turnout for this. Usually we have like the kids right here and about 12 parents sitting in the back wondering, okay, when is this over? Right? And they're all afraid to come eat because the food's on the stage. So I think the potluck is the way to go. By the way, I think we all should give a round of applause to everyone who contributed to the potluck. And I'd like to say that that really came out of the one act. We reached the point, local performance, I guess. We had a potluck, and there were, maybe 30 people, 35 people involved in the one act. We had food enough for about 100 people, and it was amazing, delicious, fantastic food. And it was just a lovely thing, and I thought, well, geez, why don't we do the same thing? And of course, that was organized by Crystal. So Chris did, again, a bang-up job. And if you did not see it, you will see it on Facebook, and you will see it on the front page of the drama website. The astounding cake made by the Cornmans. So that that was pretty amazing. That was like cake boss quality. So I'd like to welcome you here tonight. I had a realization over the weekend, and the realization was kind of this. As most of you know, this high school got its start in 1968. 69 was the first year the school was open. And if you've ever been to our website, if you've never been there, you should go, mdrdrama.org. You'll notice that one of the pages lists off our program history, and it's about 90% complete. I have a couple seasons right at the end of the 70s and then the early 80s where I don't have all the information for all the shows that happened those seasons. But it's pretty darn thorough. And I got this idea about Friday afternoon, and I thought, how close are we to our 50th anniversary? I knew it's coming up, right? You do the math. And so I started counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It turns out, I was going to mention this at the end, but I wanted to mention it now, that next year will be our 50th season as MDI Drama.
And my 40th.
So, even though the actual anniversary of the school will be in the 2018-2019 school year, when you count the numbers, you discover that with that first season being 68-69, this will be the 50th coming up. So I was talking with Chris this week about a couple ideas, and we'll talk with the staff this next week coming up about some ideas for things we might do next year, particularly featuring alumni. And we even had an even crazier idea that not this year, because there's not time to get it together, but the next year, which will be the 50th birthday of the school, our 51st season, that we might just do a total throwback deal and do 4 shows that date back to the early history of our program. So actually do 4 shows, a musical, a 1-act, and 2 screenplays that are plays that would have been done back in the old George Demas and Joyce Higgins era. Just be kind of a fun thing to do and try to make some connections between the current students involved in that and maybe some of the alumni who were involved in the program 30, 40 years back. So it's a really exciting time, I think. So I'm going to welcome you here, and I'm going to push the button here and see what pops up. Oh, there we go. Oh. There we go. Push it again. All right. So what we're going to do first is we're going to award activity letters and honor pins and the honor thespian pins. And I'll talk a little bit about each one as we get to them. And the way that this works is that students, there's a place on the website where the students can go in and enter their involvement in the program, and students who are freshmen cannot earn a letter that first year. However, they are encouraged to record their involvement. I noticed a number of freshmen have done that this year. So as sophomores, students can earn an activity letter. This is a fairly new thing. As some of you guys know, I mention this each year. It's only been about the last 6 or so years. If you want to see such, there is a listing of all the letter recipients in the program on our website. So you can go there and click the button up at the top and see that. So the athletic letters at the high school are green on a white background. And so ours are white on a green background. Because we wanted something unique. We wanted something that looked a little different than the athletic letter. So the basic policy is this. You have to earn 20 points for involvement in the program. If you go to the website, you can see how you earn points in different productions to earn a letter. Juniors who earn more than 40 points can then earn what we refer to as an honor pin. This is this little guy here, right, with Loponemy and Thalia, I think are their names. I think that's Thalia and that's Loponemy there. The muses of comedy and tragedy. And then, if you earn 50 points, seniors can earn the honor thespian badge. So, we have a few of those to hand out tonight. So, I'm going to ask the staff to come over here and join me. And if recipients would, come up the steps, stage left, and come across and meet everyone, and we'll hand out your hardware. So there it is. So we'll get started with that. So our first recipient, oh, thank you, Chris. I'll read if you want to handle that. Well, it's going to take a while, so it's all good. So we're going to move quickly, but not too quickly. So here we go. So our first recipient of a letter is Emily Homer. next recipient, Maeve Rogers. There we go. And a pen. No, just the letter. Now, the next students will receive either letters and honor pins. So our first recipient is Megan Howell. Emerson Jeffrey. Ethan Leonard. Rosie Avila. Abby Kelly. Desmond Rice. Bonnie Simon. So now we're going to move on to Honor Thespian Awards. This is an award that when we started the activity letter honor just a few years ago, and then I moved up to including the honor pins when I thought, well, that's a nice step up, and certainly we had most of our tech crew earning more than enough points in the first like 2 shows to win any letter. So it's like, well, okay, we'll come up with another level. I started thinking about that, and another nice honor is the Honor Thespian pin. Seniors who earn 50 or more points can earn this award, and there is a certain amount of symbolism to the award itself. And so when we look at this, we want to talk about, we see that as a compass design to it, and we want to think about the 4 cardinal aspects of theater and that we talk about in all of our productions. And those would be things like the plan. So basically, we'd like to think we all show up with a plan. We have a plan, which is all the pre-production organization and planning and meetings and instruction and everything that happens in advance of the production itself. Then we have the process. Play is the process. So the rehearsals, all of the hours that we put in here late at night and on Saturday mornings and everything else. The product, the play, right? The play is the thing, the end result, the process of the performance, the dramatic act itself, and then finally the people, way down there. See, they're way down there. And they are not only the participants, but also the audience itself. So these are really the 4 pieces that we like to try to keep in mind when we consider the entire structure of a production. And our first recipient of this is Ben Hagen. Mason Girdler. There we go. Mary Paola. Sammy Clark. Come on, dude. Jacob Sanders. There we go. Good as new. Oh, never mind. Okay. Oh, heck. Here we go. Excellent. Chelsea Schroeder. Sarah Suchet. Russell Swan. It's on. Yeah. Don't leave it to your mom. It shows up. And last but not least, and this is a person who had never really filled out this form until, I think, well, now or something, who never got a letter or an honor pin, and now certainly qualifies for an honor, more than qualifies for an honor thespian pin. So it's going to look something like this. It's Christina Claus. So now, what we're going to do is we'll move on to the Bravo Caption Awards at this point. So in order to get us started, we'll work right through our productions, and we're going to start with Frank Bachman and the musical.
Oh, so there's no changing of. Oh. Well. That is the Tarzan yell. Identifiable there. I have to say that when I chose that musical, I'm sure there were a lot of questions. Tarzan? But I had a great deal of fun putting it together, and I think as I watched the cast, they all did too, and I just want to thank you all. It's always great to see you. Without further ado, the musical ensemble performer. This is someone that perhaps didn't get spotlight all the time, but does definitely make a statement with their performance. And this year,
There are two.
there are two. There was a tie, as they say. And the first award goes to Kayla Coffin. We plan everything. The tie, the second award goes to Rosie Avila. Our next award, Outstanding Actor in a Lead Role, Feature Role in a Musical. And this year that award goes to Emerson Jeffries. An actress in the musical, in a lead or featuring role, Thistle Swan. We also recognize members of the pit and with outstanding musicianship. And I know this person was an all-around leader, Ben Hagel. And that's it for me for the fun. Oh, no. Oh, that's right. There's always a special award that the director gives to someone. And this person always brings a lot of energy, a lot of positive spirit. And I think next year she's going to also have to bring the Slaney Rose, if I'm not mistaken. But I may be mistaken if I am on that. Anyway, Bonnie Snyder. Okay. I'm
down for that.
Oh, down. Good.
Wow. That is scary. Okay, so we're going to talk about the One Act this year. We had an astoundingly wonderful year in the One Act season this year, if you didn't read it in the paper or stuff. And it was a fun time. It really was. And we had some really great fortune. This year we worked really hard, did very well at the regional, went to states, did very well at states, and there we are in some random classroom at Yarmouth High School. So it was really a great fun experience. We had a remarkable group of seniors all the way down to freshmen. And it was so funny. We had so many seniors in the production and then so many freshmen in the production. It was like on either end, and lots of really key sophomores and juniors sprinkled in there. But it was an exciting experience to go through that. I'm not sure what the next picture is. Oh, I know what it is. Oh, that's the one I wanted to show. So I wanted to point this out in case every time we go to Freeport or that area, we always stop at the Big Friendly Indian to get a photograph, and Chris is gracious enough to take it. And this is a photo from when our seniors were freshmen. You can see that this one right here. Where is it? Is that one right there? Yeah. There's much more in there. But it's exciting to see that, to think about the fact that we had that continuity. And certainly the people in this, when we think about the achievement of this year, that achievement did not happen without the last several years of students who were involved in this program, who made it possible, who really guided this year's seniors all the way through the process, and that's one of the most wonderful aspects of this program or any other program of this sort. So, but some nice continuity. Notice how the sky is much bluer when we're holding the state championship. I think there's something to be said for that. All right. So, our outstanding actor for the one-act play, without further ado, is Emerson Johnson. Our outstanding actress for this production really committed a great deal of time and effort to this role, more so than I think I've seen in any number of years that I've directed plays at this high school. And this is like for me. And so I'm very proud to award the Outstanding Actress Award to the Tranquilizing Chair. Unfortunately, the Tranquilizing Chair could not be here tonight. So accepting the award in the Tranquilizing Chair's place is Mary Fish. I told you I was going to make a mistake this school year. There it is. All right. Just one. All right. So I, too, would like to give a Director's Book Award. And because I am the director of the program, I get to give 2 out because I can do whatever I darn well please. And so I'd like to recognize 2 individuals. I could honestly, there's no shortage of people I could recognize in this production, both on the tech side and on the acting side. And so I picked one of each. I figured it'd be the smartest thing to do. And I can't remember the order they're in the pro. Oh, they're not on the slideshow, so I can do whatever I want to do. So this is the order I'm going to go in. All right. So the first award I would like to give is to a person who provided remarkable support for me this year when we didn't have much of a plate at all before February vacation. And anybody who was involved in the process knows exactly what I'm talking about. It was kind of a hot mess. And in fact, I went home the Wednesday before vacation, and we were like at 45 minutes, and it needed to be 35 minutes, or lose points. And I really didn't know what to do. And I spoke to this person, cast member, or crew member, and this person really gave me a sense of direction on exactly how to handle trimming the script down. I showed up the Thursday night, the last rehearsal before the break, with a cut script, boom. And it just kind of fell into place, as these things often do. So I'd like to recognize my stage manager, my daughter, Julia Rush. And I would like to recognize one other person as well. And this person, I just don't even need to say much about it. She is the last Gilded Lily. And that would be Sarah Suchek. So one more thing I wanted to give her. You guys remember when we did the dancers? We had over at stage left, we had the street lamp, and we had a little poster for the local dance that was going on that the young couple was going to. And so, and we had, of course, performing at the dance, the Gilded Lily, the 6 Gilded Lilies, and the newbies, of which Mary Paola will always be a newbie. On that, right? She doesn't like that. Right. So, it's yours, Gilded Lily. So there you go. Absolutely.
Baskerville. I kept saying to Gray, this is a simple show. And I really thought it was, because I thought I was going to be cutting cues and I wasn't going to have a set. And then these techies kept adding things. So there were like 38 people in it, except they were only played by, I don't know, 7. But it's a simple show. This was a tremendous experience, a great deal of fun. Everybody deserves an award for this show, frankly. But the voting says that for outstanding performance by an actor in a spring play, Baskerville, a Sherlock Holmes mystery, the Bravo Award goes were more towards the Three Stooges. But nobody knows how hard it is to be serious and not funny on purpose than my choice for the Director's Book Award for Baskerville than Ethan Leonard. Well, it's kind of reminding me of the Who's Tommy.
I was thinking of Clockwork Orange.
Well, yes, I was avoiding that.
Abbott and Costello, Charlie Chaplin.
Once upon a time, there was a very little boy who we all thought was going to be a musician and was going to sing in our musicals and be an actor. And then he up and became a tattoo. And then he called a perfect show of at least 68 cues for me in Baskerville. He's heading off to London to a theater technical program at Guildhall. And for that reason, I am going to present the Director's Award of the London A to Z and Time Out London to Ben Hagel.
So the other spring play, Eurydice. What do you say about a play that as you're reading through it, it gives a description of the sound of water through rusty pipes? Drip. Or the sound of water, of musty water. Another drip. Well, there. I gotta say, we took a very strange script and brought it to life. And I know I was very proud of the production that we put together in a very short period of time. And this cast was wonderful to work with. And I wish I could give awards to all of you. But I do want to say thank you. I think we all had a great time. And here we go. For the outstanding performer, a male performer in Eurydice, Jacob Santa. And for a female performer who said to me, I don't know how many times, maybe once a day when we were rehearsing, I just love this play, Mary Paola. And since I don't run the program, I can only give out one book. But I think I've given out one. I would give out 7. I think they all deserved it. In the cast, we had 2 seniors. We had 8 of us, excuse me. We had 2 seniors. We had 2 juniors. We had 3 freshmen. But we had 1 sophomore. And this person had been involved with productions before, but in a very different position. And that was in the pit for some musicals. And I'm so glad that she decided to step up out of the pit and audition for the spring play, and that's Irene Choi.
this year. I had some big shoes to fill. Not just because Peter has big feet, it's just, you know. But we had a lot of really excellent people show up. And this Best New Technician Award goes to Piper Sharon. Piper was invaluable on our one act and on the spring plays and in the musical of Tarzan, so awesome job. That
We got more merch. Oh, Carlene is the newbie.
Good job.
Okay, so while we're playing Tetris up here. So the next award, Most Improved Tech, this was a close one because we had some people really go above and beyond. They started strong, or they could have started stronger, and this is the thing. We have a whole year in tech. It's not just one show. And we get to see everyone from the start in musical show up. Hopefully you know which end to plug into the wall, but sometimes you don't, and then you learn. And the Angry Pixies, you know. So, and then by the end of the year, I mean, we're just consistently blown away. So this was a very close one, and I am so, so happy to be awarding this. All right, hit it. To Maeve Rogers. Also, one more thing to add to this. Maeve will be our crew chief for next year.
Well, this award is the Techie of the Year. And this has been a many-year person who has done an outstanding job. And I'm so honored to present this to Max Corndon.
Ashley Littlefield, MDI Drama Alumni, MDI HS grad. Past winners of the Ashley Littlefield No Small Actor Award include Molly Brown, Tarzan Munson, Connor Crandall, Nate Genrich, who works in theater, Griffin Graves, Aiden Pasha, sings and dances locally in theater, Axis Fuchsman Kumpa, also did theater at Bowdoin, just graduated, Anna Rose Keefe, who also went on to study costuming and technical things. Ashley was born on July 30th, 1991. She died on May 30th, 2010. She was an MDIHS graduate in the year of 2009. Ashley asked her mother, Mrs. Littlefield in the main office, to go audition for her first show when she was about 8 or 9 years old, and it was an ATC show. And from that time on, theater was her love. She did ACT shows, and when she got here, she was in the show choir, she was in the musical, and she was in the spring plays. Certainly, Ashley would have wanted to be the star of a show, but that wasn't her forte. Her forte was these beautifully rendered characters who weren't always in the spotlight, but were the interesting people who bring in the shades and the humanity and the nuances to any production. And she gave every production her all. Ashley's final show here at MDI before she graduated was directed by Mr. Rush. It was talk radio, and she had the female lead in that show. And it wasn't anything big or flowery or fiery that she did that made you watch her. It was the way she curled her lip, the way she held her pencil, the way she rolled her eyes to the ceiling. And also in that production were Jeff Servatus, who played Shrek at ACT this year, and Dominic's uncle, Aaron Poirier, Emily's brother, Peter. It was a fabulous show, and that year, Ashley Littlefield was named Best Actress in a Spring Play, and she got Bravo Awards. So we honor Ashley here at the high school. We named this after her. The Black Rose Fund was created in her memory, and her spirit lives on in each and every person who ever crosses this stage and acts the heck out of the part they're given, whether it's big or it's small. This year, the Ashley Littlefield No Small Actor Award goes to Raul Blackett.
Next award is basically someone who saved our bacon one way or another. Okay, so this award really goes to someone that steps up when we need it. And it might be saving the show, it might just be that we needed that extra oomph to make the show magical. And for this one, it was a case of, oh, you mean I have to do 2 jobs at the same time, one with one hand, the other with the other. Surprise? And it was done amazingly well. So, for her work in not only calling a fantastic Eurydice, but also designing and running the lights at the same time, while also calling sound cues, backstage cues, and video cues, Anna Rogers.
recently on Facebook saw the photos that Chris put up, and she saw her name back here and sent me a friend request. What? You still remember me? And we can't forget Nikki Conti. I mean, we're talking quite a few years ago. She has 3 kids now, and she's just a smiley, happy, outgoing, generous, warm, wonderful person. And we enjoyed having her around us all through every play she ever did in her whole 4 years. She just had super spirit. And so in honor of Nikki, we are awarding the Super Spirit Award this year to
Rosie Avila.
So my first year at the high school was 98, 99, and I had the pleasure of working with Lauren Cooper her senior year. Lauren was a dynamic actress, wonderful girl, and she was, when I first arrived here, it was kind of a bumpy transition. I mean, there were some kids who I think still resented the fact that their director had so suddenly disappeared, and he still had a couple kids in the program. It was, you know, most of the kids were pretty gracious, but there were some challenges. And Lauren was a kid who was quite supportive. She really very much was. And that was the year that Frank, he was involved in a play years ago, but he since that time has been involved regularly with the program. He came in that fall and directed Evita, and Lauren was involved in Evita, and she, during the run of that production, was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and had gone through, I believe it was inoperable. She went through some treatments and was quite ill, and she ended up having to drop out of Evita, though she did come back, if I recall, to see performances of the show. Came back and performed in the one act, performed in a spring play that year, and had a really fantastic spring, winter and spring. Unfortunately, she died only about a week and a half after graduation. I think it was like 11 days after graduation. And it was very sudden and very sad, as you can imagine. But she embodied what it is to be a super trooper. She gave her all to rehearsals. She gave her all to the productions she was involved in. And so we felt that, I think of all the named awards, the Nikki Conti Award it was already named the Nikki Conti Award when she was still a student here. So her senior year, she actually won the Nikki Conti Award. I'm not making this up, she really genuinely did. But this was one of the first awards after that we named after a student, and we thought it was a very appropriate honor. So the student who earned this award this year really stepped in, I thought, to what was a challenging circumstance. And this student was involved in the one act, and the other students in the one act all had quite a little bit of acting experience, and this student stepped in and did not have nearly as much acting experience as the others, and it was a bit of a challenge immediately, but the student absolutely doubled and tripled his efforts and turned in a magnificent performance and worked well, I thought, to integrate himself into the ensemble. I always say the true hallmark of a great ensemble is you can't tell who's been on stage 20 times and who's been on stage 2 times when you take a look at the cast, and I would say that was very much the case for that cast. So the person honored this year as the Super Trooper is Ethan Lynn. Leadership Award. This is an award that, the way that this has always worked in the past is that students nominate who they feel are the leaders in the program, and it's always nice if we can have an actor and a tech, which is what we typically try to do. Some years we have one, we've never had more than two. We try to limit ourselves to an actor and a tech when appropriate. And we look at the nominations, and then we determine who we think really has stepped up and shown that leadership. This is one of those rare instances, well, no, actually not a rare instance, but this is an instance in which the two people we're honoring this year, not only did we agree, but they were the two students who had by far the most nominations from their fellow students. I mean, there was just no comparison. And so the fact that we concur with the students and their choices is that much better. So our first Director's Leadership Award this year, and I don't think it's the first time, goes to Max Cornyn. And the second person who, as I said, also was a leading nominee by her peers, and also in our minds, is Mary Paola. Okay, so one last thing I wanted to do, and I started this last year by awarding, well, a couple years ago, I think with the staff, it was last year, I started this, and then we were fortunate enough to have George Demas join us last year, which was really exciting, and he was in the audience, and it totally surprised him, and I awarded him with, as you might know, you may have noticed, that we replaced our curtain last spring, right. So what I thought would be quite appropriate this year with these two students who have devoted hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of their time to this facility. I do think that there's probably more blood in the curtain, more of Max's blood in the curtain than Max probably has in his body at this point. As I'd like to award each of these two seniors with a piece of the original curtain from the NVI theater stage. So. And Mary. Absolutely. Oh. Take one Max.
Oh, yes.
There we go. There we go. All right. Did I think? No, silver. All right. So now we're almost there. I know. I'm sorry. I know. So now we're going to move on to a few special acknowledgments that we have, and we're going to start with Ray and Carlene and.
Trouble now, Marilyn.
Oh, these are heavy. Okay. Okay. This first silver torch award
Most of what you need to know backstage you can find in here, and a silver torch, as well as your name at the back of the stage, wherever. Or at the back of the next question is, who is the next one? Yes. I'll let you open it.
Oh, okay, I'll open
Yeah. So this next Silver Torch Award goes to someone that, yeah, man, you've just been here for freaking forever. You're taking part of this of the whole place home with you, Max Kornman.
Our final,
Our final recipient. Our final recipient for the Silver Torch Award. Her first job was backstage during her first year, making sure nothing went wrong and canoodling didn't happen on this side of the stage. At the end, she went, you know, I kind of really like to try lights. And look at what you've created on stage. You've painted with photons, for crying out loud. Christina Clausen.
with this fine group of seniors leaving, it leaves a need for a tech director, student tech director for next year. We've chosen Rosie Avila. Having a picture with your predecessor. Hey,
That's perfect, thank you.
thank you all.
I was just saying, I don't know what the next slide is, but now I know what it is. So I would like to welcome to the stage, if I could, MDI drama alumnus, Matthew Hoffman.
Yeah, that long time. That was a couple of years ago. Good evening. Most of you know me, but for those who don't, my name is Matthew Hoffman. I am a 1992 graduate of MDI High School, performed in 7 productions on this stage, and I also have the honor of serving the residents of Bar Harbor as a member of the Town Council. I'm here tonight because during one of our performances, I believe, of Tarzan, there was a football game going on, and we had to use the gym entrance. And while I was down there, I was looking at the display case and noticed several of these really nice framed documents sitting in the trophy case, recognizing, I believe it was swimming and tennis for state championships. And I thought that it was something that the drama department deserved as well. As you all know, you guys put literally your blood, sweat, and tears on this stage. And I think that it would be right for the town of Bar Harbor to recognize your accomplishments. So at a town council meeting earlier this year, I brought forth this resolution, which I will read. It is a resolution of the Bar Harbor Town Council, and it reads, Whereas the Mount Desert Island High School Drama 1 Act team, having distinguished themselves this year by winning the 2017 Class B state drama title. Whereas the Mount Desert Island High School Drama Department has advanced to the state championship for 7 of the past 8 years. Whereas the Mount Desert Island High School Drama 1 Act team were recognized for original music composition, excellence in scenic design, excellence in lighting design, and excellence in ensemble work. And whereas the Bar Harbor Town Council wishes to recognize these achievements, be it therefore resolved that the cast and crew of the Insanity of Mary Gerard, their directors and supportive parents, are hereby recognized for their outstanding accomplishments, given under our hands and seal at Bar Harbor the 2nd day of May, 2017. It's signed by 6 of the 7 town councilors. Unfortunately, our vice chair was absent that day. I'd like to present
Excuse me, Mr. Rudd.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a little impromptu moment.
Oh, it's a moment.
It's just a moment in
Moment.
time, and we hope you will enjoy being part of your little.
All winter long, I looked at that bed that was stage left, and I thought, wouldn't that be great to wear one of these lovely little outfits and just take a nap on that? Never got the chance. Well, thank you. I don't know what the next slide is. So let's see what it is. It's probably something about the other shore. Oh!
Great picture.
I cannot say enough. I just cannot begin to say enough about these wacky people I'm fortunate enough to work with. It's wonderful. It's a joy. It really is a pleasure. There are times we absolutely want to murder one another, but that's only occasionally. Or at least I think only. Right, Carlene?
Yes.
Okay. But it's been a remarkable year. I was a little, anytime you have turnover, it brings its challenges. You're a little nervous how things are going to go. Peter had been here a number of years, and then Peter moved on, and then bringing in Carlene, it's been Carlene, you've been just a wonderful addition.
Thank you.
To this group. So I wanted to do sort of a special presentation, if I could. So if you guys could join me over here, please, for just a moment. Because everything we accomplish here as a program, it's no one person. It's not me, it's not Chris, it's not TechSide, or it's all of us. It's every one of us in every moment. Even when we travel to states, when we have the regional, I know that Frank is going to be there. He's always going to come along. Chris is always going to be there helping organize and corral and everything else. And without further ado, here we go. See what we have here. What did Santa bring? Just in case anybody thinks that we are not proud of all that has transpired in the course of our program in the last 49 years, we absolutely are. And to that end, I know, I did my part. So, I don't know what else to say. I think, is that it?
Yeah, we want to do some photos.
We want to do some photos.
Also me.
Thank you guys for coming out. There is a movie. I was really afraid that you were gonna go like shoes. I was like, what am I gonna do? Oh, that's right. Sorry about that, David.
It's not the right clip.
That's why it fell out. I know that too.
Hi. Okay. I'm Rosie. Okay, so I decided in like August that I wanted to make a documentary film about the making of Tarzan, our fall musical, obviously. And so I want to thank a couple of people really quick. First, I want to thank especially Jacob and Ben, and also some other people, but mostly Jacob and Ben for every time I like chucked the camera at them and was like, hey, can you film this thing? Because I'm busy, which is a lot. So thank you guys. I also want to thank Gray and Carlene and Frank for letting me crash their rehearsals for the camera a lot. And yeah, just putting up with me being in the way all the time. And lastly, this film is dedicated to the senior class of 2017, because I love you guys and I will miss you a lot. And see that this is fucked over. I haven't seen this yet. Just throwing that out.
Set a level, maybe 2/3 up, and we'll figure it out.
Okay. Okay, sound guys.
Welcome. Welcome.
Wait, I found the problem, guys. Okay. Wait, I can't see.
Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome.
This is a musical rehearsal.
Ta-da!
I bet it wasn't recorded.
You good? Yeah, we're good.
Welcome.
That's all we want.
Welcome.
The musical and joke. Good.
audition day.
It's audition day.
It really is.
I'm really excited, but I'm also a little bit nervous.
Were you want to be, Des?
I really don't care that much. A part.
That's good.
That's nice.
good.
I'm Zach from freshman.
Ty Fox, I'm a senior.
Desmond Drive Schneider, junior.
Desiree Zaman, freshman. Lily Claire, freshman.
Over the summer, Frank Bachman announces what musical we're going to do. And it's always weird and not what you'd expect. Usually it turns out pretty okay.
Basically, the audition schedule is divided into 2 days. The first is mostly practice at the beginning.
For the dance audition, and then Bronwyn goes over the vocal audition.
We learn the selections. We go over them for the first day. But it's never really as nerve-wracking as you think it's going to be. You go into high school thinking it's going to be this really scary experience, and it's not, because the people are really great.
This is Swan, grade 12.
The second day is basically you have all the pieces that you practiced the day before from the different songs, and there's one song that everybody has to sing for the audition piece, and then there are ones for each specific lead character. Watching you, but everybody can just sort of come up whatever for the singing audition. I'd say that I actually find it a little easier than closed auditions. You'll be in my heart, no matter what they say. You'll be in my heart always.
Hi, welcome to Tech. I'm your host, Ben Hagel.
Everyone is pretty and they should know that.
They will. Now, terrible shots. Welcome back. So bad. Hey. This is the first time I'm in the movie. Guys, I'm here.
So what? Yeah, I'm just gonna, right here.
Hey, brother. What's up?
I am trying to not plan to be on South Park, and it's not the most fun thing in the world to do.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Ben Hagel. This is the booth. They're working on sound effects.
It's Ken Bagel.
How's sound going?
It's going.
You got these?
We've got these ones.
Okay. That's the end of this episode.
Hi, we're about 5 weeks out from the show.
Props are almost done.
Scaffolding is almost complete.
Work on LEDs is beginning.
And the projection crew is assembling.
Having a lot of techies is very different from last year.
Definitely one of the more stressful things would be trying to find jobs for everyone, just because there's so many people. There's so little that actually needs to get done at this point that we can have multiple people working on. So there's lots of people not really doing much, or just it's kind of chaotic. There's really a amount of people.
It's easier if you need to find someone to put your ladder, but it also means there's less work for individual people because there's about the same amount of work and it's spread around 26 people instead of 9.
A good thing is that when all of the seniors graduate, there will definitely be enough people this time on like the issue you're going to have last year, which was if no
like you're not being as productive as you could be, simply because there's less work for more people.
Live from the women's restroom. It's tech.
We can do a whole lot more than we used to be able to do. We have many more ideas over the cool stuff we can make happen now.
Definitely is nice, and it means we can have a lot more people learning new things, so we can have a larger sound crew, a larger lighting crew, a larger projection crew, a larger set crew, and hopefully they still can integrate with each other and do new things.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Snyder, and I'm in 11th grade, or junior in high school, and I'm playing the role of Tika.
Yeah, and my name is Jesse Drive Snyder, and I'm in 11th grade as well, and I'm playing Turk.
Brother and sister, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
twins.
so-
Can't you see the resemblance?
Both of our names end in Snyder, so.
It's so fun because everybody comes in after school in the like half hour, 45 minutes before rehearsal, and everybody's like doing homework, and people are on the stage dancing and practicing and singing songs from the musical and singing songs from other shows or singing songs. I don't want to be limited by a body that needs sleep and food anymore. Become a cyborg.
I like that one.
Oh, you should
Rosie, did you hear that fun fact?
You should change your
Apparently, first time me and Kai were ever on stage, respectively, was together in the show. Madeline's mom and son. Chip Taylor. Not Chip Taylor, Chip Taylor's on my side.
I think that you should change your picture.
Do I look like a junk princess?
Are we like everybody? No?
I think it's been going well. Working with Rex has been really fun.
That's very true.
Anyway.
He's really good.
He's really good.
What are those eyes? Oh, fine. I can't take it. Here.
Now we'll take a stone from my collection, and now really get
How is your role different from the normal roles?
I am 11.
Is probably the only role that is only in a select part of the play. Most smaller roles would be scattered around, but I've got a straight little chunk. I think the role's kind of perfect. I really like it.
It's refreshingly different than show choir, where everybody's kind of just packed up in one small room every day, and not everybody whereas with the musical, like, not everybody's called on a certain day, which I think gives it a very different feel, just like the people who actually need to be there, and yeah, I like the rehearsal processes. They feel productive, but fun, too, and sometimes a little scary.
And Jane, Bellows. Bellows? Richard? Oh!
They're kind of, and I think the hardest part is probably the fact that we have two songs that are basically identical, but one is a reprise and one is not a reprise. And so, and a lot of the words get muddled, and a lot of the choreo is a lot of the same stuff. So we do a lot of like walking across in defining fashions. So we do that like in both songs. So it's kind of confusing for which one was with Rax and which one was with Kai, young Tarzan and Tarzan respectively.
Probably one of my favorite memories was blocking Who Better Than Me, because Tammy wasn't there, so the choreography was Bonnie. It was basically just Bonnie. And so Frank would say, well, we have to do something here, and Bonnie's like, hey, let's do a grapevine. And so Frank would go, okay, try that. And then Bonnie would say, hey, we should do a train. Say, okay, show me it. And we did it, and it worked, and they all stayed in, which was kind of surprising, but it was funny.
So hanging in there, throwing persuasion and continue
browser slash a way to turn on the projector from the booth, but that's not really necessarily specifically for the show. It's just for the theater in general.
Oh, hello. I'm making like a servo for the projectors, so that it'll lower like a blade in front of the lens, so that we're not just projecting black video during the show. That's not good.
Right now, one of the biggest things is still getting foliage, just the jungle, so tons of leaves and vines, all that fun stuff.
We are gluing stuff in front of people.
Bird out of my hands.
I may have accidentally burned him about twice, but hey, it's fun.
Tech is fun.
Yay!
We had spent a lot of time actually building them, but we're actually finally getting the chance to put up the foliage. So the trees are starting to be built, and vines are starting to go up on a lot of the platforms.
It also said not these instructions.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if you turn around and left right now, like to go get Madison Big. It'd also be useful.
Isn't asking.
Generally, like, taking massive leaps on the set right now. Like, it was 3 scaffoldings like 2 days ago. And now it's starting to look green and Tarzan-y.
And a lot of the people that joined weren't really able to stay committed, I mean, including myself, because I'm involved with music and sailing and a lot of other stuff. So we had a lot of people, but not a lot of people together at the same time always necessarily.
Abby, what are you doing here? Are you here for tech?
Sure.
Are you here for Pit? No.
We learned music by sight reading for the first 5-ish rehearsals.
We start at the beginning,
And then we
and then we
go.
go until we get to the end, and then we usually do it again.
Yes, and then we basically just train our kid and see what happens. And it's like, this is what this song sounds like.
Kind of.
What?
Usually
And then we play it very badly. And then eventually, it still sounds bad.
This year in the musical, I have to choreograph the leopard fight and then a flower solo. Leopard fight is definitely really hard because I have never choreographed a fight before. A lot of the times when you do like a ballet recital, you'll be a more like whimsical character, like a fairy or a queen or a princess, not a leopard that goes around and kills people. So it's really different. There's a lot of lifts and hard things that we put in there and lots of running around. So it took us a long time to like get it all coordinated, and it's gonna take a long time to make it run super smooth too. But it should look cool.
Today we're blocking spiders, and I'm really excited because I love the movements that we get to do.
I really hate spiders. I think it'll be scarier when they have costumes on.
So he's gonna come after Zach, then Winslow, then Eli, then Connor, then Peter. Okay?
So, rehearsals, I think for the most part, they're good. Pretty smooth. I feel great.
They're alright. I mean, it's always kind of rough.
I'm a little scared about the show, but I think, rehearsals are moving forward, at least. Maybe not very fast, but they're going somewhere, hopefully.
Hi, so today we're blocking the flowers and vines, and I'm really excited because I feel like I really emotionally connect with moving like a vine. It's a lot of arm wiggling. It's pretty great.
Are we ready? Okay. Fabulous.
Once it all comes together, though, it's really fun.
I agree.
Well, I think that the show's really coming together now. Like,
I think.
the end is nigh.
I'm really, I'm really excited for the run through that we're doing this Saturday. I like putting things on like in, except I'm really excited because Emerson's not gonna be there. One thing I don't like is Emerson, and having to act with him. I feel like that is that's also something that I like because that really helps me as an actor because working with really difficult people
I just like
benefited me a
look
lot.
caringly into your eyes, and I just see this like dead and cold human staring at me. And I know that I just have to act.
We're getting down to the point where we're gonna hopefully start working with the pit soon, and those always go super slow, but they always work out in the end, so I'm not worried about it.
Singing with the pit, like those are really special for me when we get all of us together and we sing with the pit for like the first couple times.
Well, the first rehearsal of the pit is always hard because they don't know what we sound like and we don't know what they sound like. It's just taking two things that we practice and smashing them together all of a sudden, and that's weird.
A Q to Q is a time when the light techs get to have fun and the sound techs get to cry in the booth. They have nothing better to do.
Q to Q is when you run through the play basically cue by cue.
A Q to Q is a rehearsal with booth crew, generally lights and sound and stage management and video, the director, the tech directors, and sometimes just a few of the actors.
It is supposed to be running through the entire show.
Every scene in the play that has a tech cue in it, so where something changes, lights change, music changes, sound changes, or video changes, we walk it through with the actors and figure out when that specific thing is supposed to happen.
Is it sound? How loud it is? If it's lights, what lights play? If it's a video, what bit of video plays?
So it's a chance for the tech crew to get to know where in the show they'll be doing things, and for the cast and the director to know what the tech is going to be for the show.
Q to Q for actors is really boring because it's a lot of just kind of sitting on the stage in a place and maybe say a line once or twice while they point lights at you, but it is very necessary because the director needs to communicate with the tech crew exactly what he's looking for.
It's usually very long and very stressful because there's usually some level of miscommunication between the director and the booth crew.
It's generally supposed to only take one night. That's always wishful thinking. I think it took something like 9 hours this year.
We're folding programs.
We all got there around 3 and the program folded, so we fold all of the programs. And so that usually takes a couple of hours, and then we have a dinner break.
MDI drama, Tarzan. Trailhead Cafe.
Call is usually for the 7 o'clock shows at 5.
And so you just go in and put your bass on, which is great. You turn yourself into a orange, and then, you know, some people can help you with your makeup, or if you figure it out, you can do it on your own.
I would do my base makeup on my face, and then I would get into my costume and put the base makeup everywhere. That took a long time.
Would you like to explain what's going on?
Yes, here we're breaking down the space-time continuum by tanning Tarzan.
When we get there, we do our base makeup with which is like foundation and just face makeup in general. And then we did our gorilla makeup, and this year we had an assembly line. I usually did my makeup first by myself, and then I did the brown makeup on people. Other people were braiding, other people were doing white. Mary did Emerson, Bonnie, and Desmond because they were like the more complicated gorillas.
You get your makeup done, and you get your hair braided, and then you put on your wig and your gorilla vest, and you head into the gym, and we do just some dance warm-ups with Tammy, and then we do our traditional show warm-ups. It kind of gets everybody into the show hype, which is really fun. So we have a circle, we do some vocal warm-ups, and we do the hokey pokey, just get everybody in the mood.
They would do warm-ups, which was kind of weird because I had never done that before and I didn't know what to do. So the first time it was kind of strange because everyone was reciting these things that they've learned, like tongue twisters, and I didn't know any of them, but by the last show, or the last few,
it's really exciting. It gets you pumped up for the show, and then they call voices, and it's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please turn off your cell phones or put them on airplane mode as they will interfere with the show today. Thank you.
Costume changes make the show more fun.
So I had to change from a gorilla to a flower and then back into a gorilla, and that was it. Costume changes were really easy because Marilee had made it so we have black leotards and black leggings on underneath all of our costumes, and then we just changed what we put on over that. And so it wasn't like you had to go to the bathroom and you had to change and then come back out and make it on stage in time. There's plenty of time in between for me. And, I just put my clothes on the side of the stage I was going to be on and hope for the best. I can't hear it. I should stop trying to sing along.
Come in the next morning and we're kind of happy because we just finished a big project. And it's kind of fun to take apart all your hard work and hit it with stuff. A lot of destruction.
In the past, Strike has been primarily happy, and for this show there definitely was some joy in being able to take everything down, anything that had been just irritating to deal with, getting to like hit it with a hammer or something, and just take everything apart. We're done with the show, no more stress from that, it's great. But as a senior, it definitely has been kind of sad since it's my last musical, and it's the very end of our final musical. And it just something that, despite being fun, it is definitely hurt.
It's sometimes really sad and sentimental as you realize that you're never going to perform this show again. And usually for seniors, it's really hard. But we've all cried so much the night before that hopefully we're done crying at that point and we can just move on and throw stuff away.
Look at my beautiful domain. It's all clean.
Once cat back on.
Are there going to be bloopers?
Oh yeah.
Wait, I'm going to have to move over to a pen.
Have you seen the one act blooper?
Your whole life is a blooper.
I do my vocal warm-ups.
I asked you to mention already.
I don't know if I can do this.
Name, grade, and what
Hey, Greg.
musical?
We want to have lights enough to
How
get
many
a big
musicals?
photo of everyone and we'll be done.
I am Max Corbin. I am a senior, and this is my third musical.
Cool.
Why do you have a screen?
Going into the bloopers.
You move so much, I don't trust it.
I should remember how many scaffolding units we had. I think it was 4 in total. 5, actually. Which, 4, I know how to count. It was 4. We had, yeah, 4.
Good Lord.
There were 4, because there's the blue one and then the orange escape one, yes.
Yeah, but that one's not really necessary because it's hidden behind the
Yeah,
curtain.
but we own 4 of them.
You're just going to confuse the audience who didn't
Yes, I
see the
am.
fourth one. Just say 3.
Okay, so, here's the question again.
What did you get? I'm like crying from laughter.
Nothing happened.
There's a bathroom right there. What are you gonna do with that clip?
You're great. How many musicals, Ben? That's okay.
Says show monkeys over here. Why can't I do this, Rosie?
I need your name and your grade.
Why am I having a meltdown?
So the last thing we'd like to do is to spring up the house lights if we could, and let's get all staff, students up here, and let's do our traditional big group photo here, and that'll be it. Oh, that's right, yeah.
Hey guys, can you give me some lights on the end of the apron?
Have all your stuff under a warning.
Alright, guys, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, so, I'm waiting for everybody to get right. Alright, so, people who are kneeling down front can stay kneeling down front. People who are sitting along the front of the apron, I need you to go, stand or kneel behind. You guys, can you put that down a minute? The banner, and let them come kneel into the light. Oh, good, getting that off. But you guys, you can't sit, can you make that a little hotter, somebody? It's a little camera. So, anybody who's sitting on the front of the apron, you need to get actually on the stage. Ah, that's better. Just everybody take 2 steps back, and that'll help you people down front. Good. All right, good. All right, Ashley, we can't see you. Okay, Sammy, can you? Yeah, can you come? Just lean forward a little bit. Dominic can't see you. Yeah. Dominic, come kneel next to Max. Okay. Come in here. All right. Now, who is that? That's Aiden. Aiden, come and kneel next to Mason and Max. Okay. Good. Okay. All right. Peter, let's call it to you. Okay. Rob, can you put the cane down? It's obscuring Dominic's face. Thank you. All right. So, I can have someone kneel here in front of Chelsea. So, Bree, come on over, hon. Yeah, come kneel in front. We need to move people in from the edge. Let's see folks. Yeah. There's so many of you this year, my word. All right. So, all right, Sammy. Just lean forward. No, like, put your head. Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right. All right, if you cannot see the camera, then I can't see you either. So here we go. First one, everybody say yay. Yay! All right, here we go. And one more time. Yay, please. Yay! Very good. And something to play. I've got it. Thank you. So, one in.
Oh, there it is. Oh, 8 o'clock.
That's camera.
Why do you have to decide you don't have a strike? And not knowing how to do it.
That's a really good idea. Why do you not have a
guessing we don't cover their backs. Mind I borrow your picture?
Ellie, we're doing an all senior picture after this one.
Okay. I never actually filled out the thing.
Dude, just so there's a record.
lighting today. Lighting. And then I don't know about the other one.
I just put lighting,
Crew. So just lighting crew for all of them.
it's not even the right word. And I know, but I know.
Okay, watch your feet around these cages right here. That's pretty simple.
I'm wearing heels, so I didn't want to catch anything.
Everybody say state champions.
State champions.
And then finally, everybody say thank you, Mr. Rush.
Thank you, Mr. Rush.
There we go. Thank you.
Still streaming?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, still streaming.